All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do our Sunday Scaries episode with Bitcoin. Number 3, we'll make this one brief. I'll be putting out a much larger video on altcoin season, when it's starting, if it's already started, all that type of stuff. Just kind of in the next few hours here. So be looking out for that. This one I'll try and just do a brief kind of update on Bitcoin, what we maybe should expect for this coming week ahead, and yeah, then we'll save some of the bigger topics. So this is what we're looking at on Bitcoin this week. We've kind of come into, since midday today, this like ascending parallel line of resistance and support. I think I think you're gonna have this break to the downside um, as we near 100K. I don't think it can just blast through in this exact trajectory, but I think if it can start consolidating up higher, 88, 89K, I think it could see 100K this week. I do think, this stock market, so there's a stat that the stock market on the week after Thanksgiving only has a 33% chance of being positive. So only 1 in 3 times is the stock market actually positive the week after Thanksgiving. And I think that could potentially be way down on Bitcoin a little bit. I don't think we get a huge drop, but maybe this week is not necessarily our week for 100K. But then again, like Bitcoin is capable of ignoring a lot of things, and there's been a lot of strength, so maybe it will. Um, if we look a little bit more zoomed out, right, you can kind of see this guy. If you remember our last episode, so today's the 1st, our last one would have been on right over here, Sunday, and we are dealing with this kind of pretty volatile move from Sunday into Monday, where we had this kind of breakdown from this range. We went down all the way to 95, popped back up to 98. By Monday, what would that have been? Yeah, Monday morning. And then we really sold off after it. So again, it's, it can be a very volatile move. It doesn't necessarily have to choose one direction and stick with it for the long term. This time, we're probably looking at 3% at least move in either direction. I would expect, I think you can also draw some horizontal lines on here, where if you start to look at, sorry, that's a Fibonacci. It's here. All right, if we look at some horizontal lines, here's one, here's one. I think really your most important level is kind of this guy right here. And we're above that. So I think we're looking pretty strong here. I think if we can break, I think your real test is going to be this line up here. It's been pretty strong resistance around 89K. We've had some small peaks above it, but or 99K. But as you know, 100's been pretty strong. So I kind of think we're getting a majority of the move for our Sunday breakout here, and there's not as much of like a descending wedge or something like that that we're seeing this time. So it's really hard to say exactly when the move is starting or ending. Right now we're kind of pulling back to this line of support. I would look for it to do, I think most likely is something like this. Maybe it tests, comes back down, breaks out of this little wedge, consolidates, and then either we see a break into more Monday morning, or potentially later in the week. It could just consolidate here for a little bit. It's already had a decent move off the Sunday close. You could also see that move. If it breaks 99, you could see 100 if it moves pretty quickly. So, yeah, those are some of the options. I don't think, again, I don't think we necessarily should be trading this. I think in general, Bitcoin will be quite strong for the rest of the year. So I wouldn't fade it. I think, we might not go straight to 120K, but I also think like any pullbacks are potential opportunities. And in general, the crypto market is looking pretty strong. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of guidance on where Bitcoin could be headed next. I think overall it's kind of a boring market right now, and that's the time to really enjoy it, guys. Like, I think people get really frustrated with the boring markets, but the boring markets is where you can buy things and not have so much fear, and it's not so whiplashy. So take advantage to kind of take a breath. It's digesting the big move higher that we've had over the last few weeks. Maybe reallocate some capital, add a little more on pullbacks, that type of thing, just so that you're set up into kind of this next bullish year that we're looking for the post-halving year. So I hope you're really enjoying the content. Please like, subscribe. Would love a comment below. Hope you're enjoying it. It's really nice to see comments that people are, seeing success from the videos, especially the Ethereum stuff, and making money. So I will talk to you guys soon, and keep a lookout for that